episode of Grab a Cuppa, I had an interesting conversation with one of my friends, Andy Watson. Yes, so he's a drummer at a band called Betray the Throne, but he also has his own clothing line called Dethrone the King. And Dethrone the King is basically along the lines of mental health as well. And I wanted to know more about himself, about his clothing line, and also what it feels like to be in a band. Betray the Throne, it is a Leeds-based hardcore band, and they've been together for quite a while. So this is Andy Watson from Betray the Throne and Dethrone the King. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm all right. Yeah, had a not a late night last night, but when I woke
Oh
up earlier
no.
today, I felt absolutely drained. I
Oh,
felt like I could sleep all day.
oh God, I know the feeling. Okay, I know. I've been so busy as well with everything that's been going on. It's been madness. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for doing this though. It's like I wanted it to be super chilled. You know what I mean? Like,
hmm
sorry, just move my pop shield. I wanted it to be super chilled. I didn't want it to be like proper like fancy pants, like crazy,
hmm
because that's not my style.
Yeah.
Basically, this is just chatting, about you, about what you do, and also concentrate on the like the mental health aspect of your brand as well, which is why I'm really really interested, to
hmm
talk about really. But first of all, like, do you drink tea or coffee?
I'm a coffee man.
You're a coffee man. What do you normally drink? Just like black coffee, milk. How do you take it?
Oh, I normally take my coffee just it's always white coffee, and
Yeah,
it's between 1 and 1.5 sugars. There's a
right,
sweet spot somewhere in there that
right.
I can't seem to find.
Yeah,
But Georgia is a master at it. I don't know if
yeah.
it's just because it tastes better when someone else makes it, or but no, Georgia's got that. She's got that sweet spot with my sugars in my coffee. So yeah.
Really, she just knows, how you take it. Oh,
hmm
no, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I am drinking tea, peppermint tea from Tea Pigs, which is one of my favorites, and obviously I have to have a geeky cup.
You've got to have it. Yeah. I've
Obviously,
actually not brought a cuppa with me today.
never mind.
And I did the washing up about an hour ago.
Yeah,
We had after fajitas last night. I did the
nice.
washing up. Never do the washing up on a Friday night. No, that stays
Right.
until
It
Saturday
stays.
morning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was doing the washing up, and I got my new Dada Bear mug that I got for my birthday
Right.
last week, and
Oh
and
yes.
I thought, I'm just washing it out, and I thought, oh, that'll look brilliant for the podcast with Cat later. So I put it to one side, and I've just completely forgot. So
Forgot
I've
about it.
got
Dr.
Dr Pepper
Pepper.
instead.
Oh, any other fizzy drinks available, obviously.
Obviously,
Unless they want to start paying for, for us to
product placement
advertise.
and branding. Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one. So honestly, what I was really curious about, like, who are you? What do you do? About 60 seconds. How can you like, what can you tell us about yourself?
Six, 60 seconds. I could probably
Yeah.
do it in six. So yeah, I'm Andy Watson. So I play drums in a couple of local bands. Primarily just one band at the moment called Betray the Throne, Leeds-based hardcore band. I also run a clothing brand called Dethrone the King. There's a bit of a theme going on there. Betray the throne, dethrone the king. Apparently, I've got something against the monarchy. It's subconscious, but apparently there's something there. Um, and the brand started in 2000. I launched it in summer of 2015.
Right.
The initial outlay of the brand was just really cool designs
Yeah.
on t-shirts, hoodies, that sort of thing. And as I'm sure we'll get on to later on,
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
mental health issues,
Of course.
the brand sort of stopped and life turned upside down, yada, yada, yada. And then I decided to bring it back last summer.
Yeah, of
change the direction of the brand
course.
to be something a bit more truthful to me and who I am and what
Of
I've been
course,
through.
yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool, yeah.
That's yeah, and that's basically where the sort of tie-in, the crossover with mental health comes in.
Of course.
I'm wearing one of my new ones
Yes.
today, which
I actually don't have that one yet. I will get it.
literally about half an hour ago, I changed T-shirt just in case. I was like, right, I can't wear that one because I know Kat owns that T-shirt, and I couldn't have a fashion disaster where you might be wearing the same shirt as me. I've
I
had it
think,
at rehearsals with Nick before, so I just thought, no, I
oh
can't do
gosh.
that today.
But do you know what? Like, I think that'd be pretty cool. Just representing, I really don't mind.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
It's fine.
But yeah, that sums me up really.
Yes.
I've got a fiance, I've got a
Yeah.
young son who's 13, nearly 14, yeah, 14 months old
Time goes
next
so
week.
fast. Time
Yeah,
goes
it
so
does,
fast
yeah.
that you just forget.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've got another one. We've got a little girl due in December as well,
I know.
so keeping quite busy.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Wow, you're
thank
gonna
you.
have, yeah, a boy and a girl, the same as me. My boy is 6 years old already, and my girl is going to be 9 in December. So
Wow,
yeah, 9 years old. So time goes really,
yeah.
really fast. Trust me. But basically, like, let's just go back a little bit. Like, in your life,
hmm
how was childhood for you? How was that like?
it's always a really interesting subject to talk about with me with childhood because
Of course,
sort of growing up, we moved around quite a lot.
I can relate.
So we
Yeah,
so family being sort of always around in Yorkshire.
of course.
But not long after I was born, we moved up to North Yorkshire
Okay, yeah.
to Ripon. My dad was a pig farmer, quite a strange profession, but yeah, my dad was a pig farmer.
Someone's got to do it.
Um, Someone's got to do it. You're quite right. So the next sibling down, my sister, she was born in North Yorkshire. She was born in Harrogate Hospital. Um, Things happened. My dad moved. We ended up going down to Norfolk, East Anglia.
Yeah,
Again, another position as a pig farmer. So my youngest sister's actually born down there,
right.
in Kings Lynn. So she's not true Yorkshire.
Ah,
Um, but and then I think we're around about sort of 9, 10 years old. So we're talking mid 90s now. We moved back up to Yorkshire,
yeah,
and we've been around here ever since.
yeah,
So I'd say a relatively, I'd like to say a normal childhood, but
yeah. We all have our struggles. Yeah, what is
what
normal?
is not what is normal, yeah. So I mean, for me, the bringing sort of the mental health side of
Yeah,
it, there was no sort of that I could ever put my finger on any triggers or anything that ever happened in childhood that could potentially bring on any sort of any mental issues.
yeah. Concern.
Um, then sort of moving into sort of like later years of
Yeah,
like into teenage years and stuff, I was always a really strange guy because I sat right on the fence between the sort of the geeks, the nerds,
yeah,
the moshers, that sort of
yeah.
crew, and then all the popular kids, that were you know doing whatever. Like, I
The
was always quite good at
popular
sport.
kids. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, basically, I was really good at sports. So I was always really good at like long distance running, football,
yeah.
most like athletic events, long jump in particular. I think I went back to
Oh
high school
wow, that's pretty
with
cool.
my went back to the high school with my sister probably about 12, 13 years ago because I was interested in potentially getting into music teaching. So I wanted
Oh
to see
wow,
a couple of
yeah.
the teachers to talk more about sort of the career path and how to get into that kind of thing.
Right.
And I happened to bump into my old PE teacher and told me that I still held the long jump record for the school. I mean,
Oh wow.
it's probably been beaten. It's probably been beaten now, and I
Hey,
certainly
you
couldn't
you
do
keep
it now.
that.
But
No, you keep that. That's yours. Yeah, you keep it.
yeah.
It's yours.
But yeah, I guess childhood was always a really strange one.
Yeah,
It never really seemed to be different to me.
yeah.
It was normal. It was normal to me. So yeah.
Of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the same for me. Like, obviously, I can relate quite a lot. I was very different I always felt very different to everyone else, like the music that I liked, the clothes that I wore, and the way that I was like emotionally, like I would feel very emotional about things without even realizing that, my friends at the time were like making fun of me, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But so like how was school for you? I mean, personally, I was always a misfit, I was always the weird one and no one wanted to hang out with me until sort of like end of like obviously, back home Portugal is that you go primary school, middle school, and then high school, as in like secondary school.
Hmm.
So in middle
Hmm.
school, before I finished my school year, and then I found people who had a lot more in common with me, but they were all weirdos as well, which
Hmm.
is pretty cool. But how was that for you? Like, how was your circle of friends and the social side of things?
Yeah, so I guess like high school is probably where things start to really
Mm.
take shape when you start forming your social circles
Mm.
and actually paying attention and consciously choosing to associate with different tribes.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
so the first sort of 3 years of high school I was really trying to find who I was. So I
Yeah.
was, like I say, I was sort of on the fence between the two different
Yeah, yeah. It's
sets
quite
of people.
common, yeah.
Yeah, so occasionally I'd spend time sort of hanging around on the football field and playing
Yeah.
sports and doing things like that. And then I think it all changed probably about year nine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I started an interest in other things. I got
Yeah.
into like skateboarding and things like
Yeah.
that. So we're talking sort of late '90s, early 2000s. The skateboarding come back around again, and I think around about that time I was obsessed with playing like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That
That's exactly what I was going to ask. I was going to ask
Yeah,
if, I think a lot of people say, oh, you can't be a proper skater if you haven't played that game.
yeah. I mean
A lot
that
of people
I've
say
lost
that.
so many hours of my childhood lost to. I think it was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. It had Papa Roach on the soundtrack and Bad
Yes.
Religion and
And
yeah.
that really got me into them as well, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're re-releasing that in a couple of months out. That they're remastering
Yeah.
the Tony Hawk's. So there's some definite nostalgia, around there. But yeah, sort of year 9, year 10, I found out that I quite like the alternative side of things, like playing music. So my sports started dropping off. I stopped playing football for the local
Yeah.
sports teams.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Um, I stopped playing just sport in general. To be honest, I kind of lost the interest
The
because I was
interest.
more interested in hanging around with all these cool kids with all black, big baggy. And
Mohawks.
I'm certain that once upon a time there were these baggy jeans. What were they called? Bernie's skate jeans or
Oh,
something.
yes.
The Bernie's, the flying Bernie's ones, and somebody in our group had a pair that was so wide
Oh, wow.
it actually fit 3 people, both legs
Both
into
legs.
one. Yeah. So you
Wow.
fit 6 legs into one leg of these baggy trousers, and it was insane.
Those were the times, though. Those were
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
times. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think with for myself, because all I think it's different for girls growing up because they always have these people that they look up to, with fashion and the way of being,
Hmm.
personality wise. So I was always told that I had to wear like fashionable clothes and certain brands and stuff. And especially my mom, she's like, oh, if you wear really baggy clothes, you're gonna look bigger. I
Hmm.
wasn't a particularly big girl as such, but that always made me feel like, oh my god, like, oh, everyone's gonna call me names and whatever. I already got picked on at school for other
Hmm.
things.